Sai Charitha, Chapter 5, The Reappearance of Sai. How Shirdi Sai Baba disappeared from Shirdi and reappeared with Chand Patel. This story is narrated in this story. How Baba watered the place and created a beautiful garden of the gathering of Gangagir and the other saints are the stories narrated in this chapter. Baba had disappeared from Shirdi and how this gem of a person returned to Shirdi with a Muslim Bharat is the story. Chand Patel was the headman of the Doop village in Aurangabad district. During his travel to Aurangabad, he lost his mare and there was no trace for her for 2 months. Patel lost all hope. Patel was completely despondent and carrying saddle on his back and he started going back to his place. He came across a mango tree and found this gem sitting underneath. He heard this fakir calling his name. Baba said, "Come along, sit under this shade, have a smoke of chillam and then proceed. Why this saddle on the back?" Patil told him about the loss of the mare. Baba told him to search near the stream, and the mare was found immediately. The Patil was wonderstruck and thought that he had found an awliya. There is no limit for his powers. He cannot be called an ordinary being. With this mare, Patil came near Baba. The fakir made him sit near him. He picked a pair of tongs, thrusting it into the soil, took out a burning coal and put it in his chillam, and then there was no water to wet this chappy. He bet the satka on the ground and the water began to spring, thus soaking the chappy into the water, squeezing it, he wound it around the chillam. He smoked himself and made Patel smoke too. To see this, Patel was dazed. Thus Baba blessed Patel. A marriage was arranged with a girl from Shirdi for his nephew of Chand Patel's wife. Baba also joined the Bharat. The marriage procession came near Khandoba temple and halted under the banyan tree. All vehicles were threshed down at the open space in front of Khandoba temple, and along with all guests, Baba also alighted there. This youthful fakir was first seen by the Bhagat Mahal Sapati. He went forward saying, "Welcome, Sai." Later on, from that day, everyone started addressing Baba as Sai, Sai. The marriage was over and the Bharat went back, but Baba stayed behind and Shirdi became blessed. Sai Baba is imperishable, immortal, and primeval. He is neither Hindu nor Muslim. He has no caste, gotra, kul, etc. A Vaishnava householder named Gangagir from Putamba was a frequent visitor to Shirdi. He was surprised to see Sai carrying water from the well in earthen pitchers in both his hands, and he used to say, "How fortunate is the Shirdi as it has got a gem like Sai Baba carrying water on his shoulder." He is not an ordinary person. Blessed is the soil of Shirdi on which he has sat his foot. A famous saint, Anandanath from Yellow, was the disciple of great saint of Akalkot Swami Samarth. In Shirdi he saw Sai and said, "He is real diamond. Although today is lying on a garbage, still he is a real diamond. It is not just a flint but a diamond." In his youth, Sai never shaved his head. He had long hair. He dressed like a wrestler. Whenever Baba would go to Rahata, he used to carry a saplings of marigold and jasmine and planted them in the barren land and watered them regularly. A devotee named Vaman Tatya regularly supplied two earthen pots to water the plants with his own hands. Continuing this process regularly for 3 years, Baba transferred the barren land into a beautiful garden. A devotee from Bombay named Bhai used to worship Swami Samarth from Akalkot. He used to worship his picture regularly. He thought of going to Akalkot to have darshan of the uh, Padukas and offered his worship with devotion. He had to go next day, but the night he dreamt of Swami Samat, who ordered him, "At present, Shirdi is my adobe. You go there." Obeying the command with reverence, Bai came to Shirdi and lived there for 6 months with peace and happiness. This vision he installed the Swami's Padukas in Sheikh 1834 in the half month of Shravan under the neem tree by the hands of Dada Kelkar with full rites and rituals. A a dispute once arose between Sai and Mohideen, a bitter leaf seller, that flared up into a wrestling bout. In this wrestling, Mohideen proved stronger and Baba, being weaker, lost. From that day, Baba completely changed his attire. He put on a kafni and tied a lion cloth, wrapped a piece of cloth around his head, arranged a sack or gunny bag to sit and sleep. He wore torn and worn out rags and was content with them. He always said poverty is better than kingship. Lord is befriender of the poor. Gangagir had a feeling of dispassion during his wrestling bout. At that time, he heard the word of grace. One must realize that his body should play with God, which means he should be serving God. After he discarded life and walked on the paths of spirituality. Later on, Baba only answered the questions put to him and never talked to anybody by his own. Baba Sahib Dangle from Nimagaon was dearly loved by Baba. Whenever he went to Nimagaon, he used to go to his home and stay there with great affection. He had a younger brother named Nana Sahib, who has no son. He got married twice, but fate could not be altered. He came to Shirdi for Baba's darshan. With Sai's blessing, he got the prasad in form of a son. After that, Sai's fame spread and his circle of devotees increased. Baba was surrounded with devotees during the day because at nightfall he returned to the masjid where he stayed alone. In 1912, the masjid was renovated and the flooring was paved with stone. Before moving to the masjid, Baba stayed in Takya, and there only Baba used to dance and sing and tying bells around him. Sai Samat was very much fond of burning oil lamp. Carrying tambril in his hand, he begged for oil. During Diwali, he used to light oil lamps and then worship the light. Once oil mongers conspired against him, and when Sai went to ask for oil, they refused to give him. Without uttering a word, Baba went back to the masjid and put dry wicks in the earthen pots. He picked a tambril from the parapet of the masjid, put some water into the oil, and drank it. Thus, having offered it to Brahma, he took pure water and poured into the lamps, soaked the dry wicks, struck the matchstick, and lit the lamps. Surprisingly, the lamps with the water burned throughout the night, though there was not a drop of oil in them. The grocers were stunned by the power of Sai, and they repented. Baba never thought of this. He had no friend or foe. A fakir called Jawahar Ali from Ahmednagar came to Rahda with his disciples. The fakir started constructing an Eidgah. After some days, he was charged for defiling Veerabhadra. The construction of the Eidgah was stopped and he was driven out of the village. After that, he came to Shirdi and lived with Baba in the masjid. He he hypnotized Baba and the whole village. He said, "Baba, be my disciple." Being agreed to it, they decided to live in Rahda. The Guru was not aware of the accomplishment of the disciple. Later, Baba started living in Rahda. The villagers thought that Jawahar Ali captured Baba with his powers. Baba's attitude was different. He was destroying that fakir's bodily pride. People of Shady did not like Baba staying in Rahda. So the devotees went to Rahda. Baba said to them, The fakir is very hot tempered. Do not cross words with him. He will never leave me. He will come back from the village. The wrath is terrible. At that moment, the fakir asked them, "Have you come for the lad? Don't think of taking him back to Shidi." Although he said so, he healed to the pressure of the villagers, and at last he said, "Let's take this lad to Shidi and take me along with him." In this way, both came back to Shidi. Sai was incarnation of Brahma. Jawahar Ali was a fake. Before Baba returned to Shirdi, a learned man named Devidas came to Shirdi. He used to visit Appa, Billa and Mahal Sapati, and Kashiram would give him his alms. Fakir was bought before Devidas, and a debate regarding the Shastras took place. Fakir was won over and went to Vijapur. His misconception that I am the Guru, Sai is the disciple, was cleared up.